Hey, what's up y'all? We are back with another how-to video. Today we're going to be making a grass mat for your dioramas. Here's a quick look at the scale. I'll tell you real quick what the materials are that you will need. So this mat right here actually got cut from Joann's Fabrics. You could probably get something like this from like a craft store, maybe Hobby Lobby. Chose white because I think the fabric will accept the paint easier. A brush, big comb, and a smaller comb. A couple gloves, scissors, a Kabob skewer, something to stir the paint with, some cardboard, with a couple bows, some black paint, some brown, some green. Kind of ruffle it up, just kind of gauge how high up the blades are going to be. I think I like that. Trim a little bit on the edges and stuff just so it kind of looks a little more cleaner. When I try to cut them at angles, different angles, like just rotate it, make them high, long, or short. I'm gonna do it over a trash can, and then we're gonna come back. I ended up trimming not just the edges, but the inside of it as well. I couldn't help myself, so it ended up taking a little longer than I thought. And I like to turn my clothes inside out because it will get messy. So I'm gonna use the whole bottle of this green paint, and I'm gonna mix maybe like 1/3 of the brown paint and like a little less than that of the black paint. Then I'm gonna put it in some water, make sure it's real watery, and come back. The brown I was using was called Chocolate Bar, and I ran out of it, so now I'm going to use this Barnyard Red. That sounds like it'll be a nice little mix. So before we get started doing the back, it's a good idea to think about where you're going to leave this to dry. Also, you may need to set up some counterbalance measures so your liquid does not spill off of the cardboard. I'm going to use a paintbrush for the back of it. It just helps it spread faster. See, that spreads much easier. Be done in no time. All right, y'all, so we're back. It's actually a new day. So I finished this yesterday. I went and painted the rest of this part. It looks like it washed out a little bit at the bottom. Other thing I should mention early too is once you start like getting paint on the strands of the hair, you're gonna want to constantly perform that maintenance on it. So like I would comb it and then wait a couple of hours, then comb it again. It's kind of like a weird dog, I guess. And I have just a little bit left of the paint that I mixed yesterday. I'm actually going to mix a couple more colors and put some arbor green into it, some bright yellow into it. Also, I'm going to add some marsh green. Once you got the whole thing covered, you use your fingers, dip it to the paint, and you kind of work the fabric like you're shampooing it. We're about halfway through the coating process. It looks really good. I do like this color blend. It looks straight out the yard. And next is going to be, it's really time consuming. You're going to have to get in and get to the roots of like pretty much everything, the whole thing, because you don't want to have it fold or anything like that and the white be exposed. So yeah, just keep working it like that and until you're finished. Then you want to let that dry. Day number 3, I had to put a lot of time in having this thing dry up in between. So it does help if you put it in the sun. Just kind of don't forget to keep combing it. Really, you could stop right now if you wanted to, because it does look pretty good. It looks fairly accurate to like grass and stuff. It's got a little bit of highlights in it. You know, it's a couple different tones in the grass. All right, y'all, so we are finished. There are 2 last steps that I personally like to do. And when you're looking at grass, you see like the blades are typically straight. And a lot of these hair strands are like kind of curved a little bit, you know, some funky looking ones that aren't completely straight. So we're going to take the scissors and just kind of just go over it and just find some strands that are curved a little bit and just kind of snip those off. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to poke some holes in it for stands. See, I didn't do a very good job in getting the green all the way to the root, but it's all right. I think I'll be okay. Turn on the other side and just kind of poke the skewer through it. Of course, you want to be careful. You don't want to poke your hands. So right now, I'm just trying to put a stand through it, and you may need your scissors to kind of just open up that hole just a little bit further. Be really careful with that part. All right, y'all, so we just made some grass. A couple tips: when you're putting your initial coats on, you don't want to hang it to dry. You'll get more coverage if you just lay it flat and let the water just kind of drip down into the roots. And I know I mentioned you have to comb this thing a lot, which you do, but when you comb, you want to comb it gently. Like, you don't want to end up pulling a whole shitload of strands out of it. Don't forget to protect your floors and counterbalance the cardboard. Early mix your paint. If you think you finished, most of the time you're not. You don't want any primary color showing up in the grass. Make your holes just big enough to fit the flight stands through. The more holes you make, the harder it's going to be to cover the port. Any other tips I forgot to mention will be in the description below, as well as a full list of the materials. I know I was kind of all over the place with that. All right, y'all, that's my video. You like the video, hit the thumbs up. If not, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.